actually into the game, and the green team for this game is going to be, it's PAF, isn't it? It's PAF, yeah, I love this,
yes, PAF is the green team, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be running Montana, Ohio, Salem, Hindenburg, Moskva, Nevsky, Petropavlovsk, Gearing, and Daring. So what do we have with the red team, Jarak, while I actually frantically fix my audio?
The red team of ADRIA have brought double Daring, Gearing, Moskva, triple Des Moines, Conqueror, and Ohio.
You go from bottom to top? What? Oh, wow. We've always done it top to bottom. Why do you have to make things differently? So,
look, I was immediately attracted to the fact that there's 2 Darings on that team.
Yeah, that is a very daring approach to take. So, taking a look at the initial deployments, green team going to be sending over to the ACAP. We're going to be sending a Daring, Moskva, Nevsky, and Ohio. It looks like a Petropavlovsk hasn't spawned in the position he wanted to. He's going to be really slow getting to his position at B. And then over to the CCAT, we'll be sending Hindenburg, Montana, Salem, and Gearing. What have you got for the red team deployments?
So to counter the C deployment from PAF, ADRIA are sending up the Gearing, Des Moines, double Des Moines, and a Conqueror. They've got 1 Daring who's going to contest B, and will probably get the cap for free. Going for A cap, we've got the Daring, Des Moines, Ohio, and Moskva. And, you know, the Darings aren't the quickest destroyers in the world, so they will take their time getting there.
I need to move 2 little bits off my screen because they're just going to, like... There's, like, damage caused to ships, damage received. I'm just going to dump them in the bottom left. No one will look down there, right? Alright, so... initial deployment. Yeah, so we have this Daring. He should be able to reverse into B. The only thing that potentially get in his way is this Moscow pops a radar and then forces him out. I think the Petro... I'm really interested in this Petro position. Like, this Petro that spawned at B, he got a really late spawn in. I don't know if he, like, had just a bad load or what, but he's not as far forward as he would like to be. I'm certain of that much. We do see a smoke screen being laid across the bottom of the CCAP. Going to be dropping the Des Moines in it. Looks like they're only sending one of the Des Moines into the smoke screen, though. Bold choice.
Yeah, one looks like it's going to hook around the top. I would have expected the Petro, especially with the late spawn, to just bury itself on the island that it's going past now.
Yeah.
To get immediate radar coverage of C, but it looks like that's not the plan.
Yeah, I would have expected him to come down around this, like, inside of the island above B and then hook onto the island north of B, but it doesn't look like he's interested in that play. Green Gearing.
At A, we have the Daring and Des Moines going south of the A cap. Des Moines going to hook over onto the bottom island on the cap. With the green Daring about to start contesting, so this might get shots fired already between the Moskva and Des Moines.
But yeah, luckily the Moskva had HE loaded and not AP, otherwise that could be a very hurt Des Moines. Also, there's still Ohio salvos and Nevsky salvos coming in from as well. He is spotted this whole way.
Oh, Hakuna Matata losing almost all of his health in one go for Ohio.
Yeah, that's the problem with Ohio's. I'm not even sure how he was spotted for the entire... he's firing at the Moskva. This is...
they traded shots straight away. I think the solution to that would have been the Daring run a smoke screen across that gap.
That might have helped, yeah. Oh, Des Moines getting really low. He's down to what? He's going to heal half of that back. Moskva AP coming in, still going to be catching the broadside of this Des Moines. Oof.
And the front turrets of the Ohio are on the way in again. But it does miss, and Hakuna gets to live that poor initial trade. There is shots fired at CCAP. The Gearing has lost, the Gearing of PAF has lost about 7,000 health to the Des Moines, which has now been pushed out of the smoke and is running away.
Yeah, we have a Salem radar coming out and catching the Gearing in C as well. So literally everything's going to be opening up. Petro, Montana, Hindenburg, Gearing of their own, all going to be firing shells into this red Gearing to try and decap them. That's a radar Salem. Like, you don't really see that much of that. I mean, he does have coverage over the majority of the cap with that distance, but it's not the first choice.
Especially if how far forward it's pushed. Ribiri was was about, half a second from taking CCAP when the resets landed, which is unfortunate. But it's about an equal trade on the Gearings up at that cap.
Lucis and radar coming back and forth over at the A cap as well. I'm not sure if anything vital's been caught in that. What is this Daring play? Fluffy of Doom is going deep.
I'm watching with interest. Daring is a very... I'm an advocate for Daring. It's a very capable ship, very deadly ship. But sending it round the back, which is what it looks like it's currently doing, is bold, especially when you consider how slow Daring is, and if it gets caught there, it cannot leave. It will die before it escapes.
It's caught in the Moskva radar. It's caught in the Moskva Hydro, actually.
Which only adds to the awkwardness of that play. It's receiving shots from the Daring of Pappy cast. Yes, Pappy. We're going to call that Daring Pappy. Hakuna Matata receiving more shots than the Des Moines, but gets away with it.
Kamov and the Moskva there is suffering, actually, being farmed out by a Des Moines. I think there was, like, a Ohio salvo from Steel Acid as well. So map control currently still firmly, even. Red
Yeah.
red gearing is currently reversing it, and that cap and taking it. What the? That's a very aggressive conqueror position. Can we just talk about this for a second?
And an even more aggressive Des Moines position.
Hmm. Yes.
I suppose the Montana can't touch him though.
The Montana is
The
shot
Montana
block.
is reversing. The Montana is reversing to get shots, but it can't touch it. But the Des Moines is going to get to the island, and that will be interesting to dig out.
Well, it depends which way he goes here, because he's going to have the Petro in his face. He should win this HD DPM trade for a while, I suppose. But this Conqueror position is now kind of sus. You have a Bowin Conqueror. He can't make the turn out. He's now going to have to reverse. Apparently, the Moskva died. Green Moskva dies. He got farmed out down here.
Ohio, farmed out, and probably a few citadels on the way from the Ohio.
No, he apparently decided to push forward. He pushed forward and turned broadside.
Well, we were that confused by the bold Des Moines, and we missed the bold Moskva.
Oh, yes.
That's an interesting play. The wrong play.
Yes.
I'm going to call it interesting.
Yes. We'll use the polite term. Yes.
So we're going to say that Fluffy's interesting daring play worked out because it baited the Moskva into going broadside to an Ohio.
Yeah.
And do those torps have range on Black Jones's Ohio? They do.
Yeah, a couple of hits. Three daring torpedoes, and he's got 2 darings on either side of him, currently farming him. Plus the Moskva in his face, plus the Des Moines.
And the Ohio. Yeah, the problem with this is ACAP is the only cap that PAF had any control over, and they're rapidly giving away the ships that they had control of it, so they are going to lose that cap.
Salem versus Des Moines might be happening soon in the top right here. I'm not sure whether that's a good idea or a bad idea, but it's an idea. Ohio's still being farmed down the back.
They have. That Salem will win that fight if it does it right, because that Des Moines does not have the... it's got a flat stern, it's got a transom stern, and it's gone into the open. It's decided it doesn't want the Salem from behind.
Yeah, now there's a Montana instead.
That is, the best of which one do you choose? The slow demise from a Salem behind, or the Montana to the front?
Well,
Fluffy has been pincered here. He's got the Daring, Nevsky, and Gearing all on him, so we're probably going to lose Fluffy in the middle B cap.
Yeah, also we lost the Ohio down there at the same time. Yeah, this adventure's happening everywhere.
Fluffy can make the trade for Pappy's Daring here.
No, he's got the smoke screen up.
He just needs to make there it is.
Never mind.
So, trading out Daring for a Daring whilst you also clean up at ACAP. That's a very important play. That Des Moines of Grutter has just has taken the brave pills and has gone.
He's got broadside on the Salem, though. If he has his guns turned, he can shoot the Salem. He could probably demonstrate him here.
Salem has it first, I think. Yeah, Salem has it first, so Grutter is going to go down here.
Yeah, he goes
one
down.
turret out.
But now he has a Conqueror problem.
Yes. This match is getting interesting, but if PAF are going to win this, they have to really make quick work of C before the ADRIA ships from A push up and get them in a nasty crossfire.
Yeah, that nasty crossfire. You do have a Nevsky in the middle of B cap right now. It's oh, well, there goes Salem, or at least most of Salem. Well, this is an experience.
This match is my favorite kind of match. Yeah. Exciting.
It's like, I'm expecting standard play, so I'm like moving the camera away from like inting Moskvas because I just didn't expect the Moskva to push out.
Yeah, I missed it because there's no normal world would the Moskva come forward. It would just reverse around the top of the island and then disappear. That's how you reposition that Moskva. It's not how you reposition it. It's the only hope you've got to reposition it, because you don't reposition that Moskva normally.
Yeah, we have Conqueror versus Hindenburg and Des Moines right now. I don't think he's got much of a choice in this Hindenburg, yeah. But then again, the Conqueror is giving him full broadside, so Petro Salvo comes in as well. AP from the Hindenburg and the Petro. They might be able to burn this Conqueror down if he continues broadsiding.
Yeah, Hakuna Matata's Des Moines is taking a lot of damage here. I don't know if it can heal anything at this point.
No, it can't.
From the Nevsky. Yeah, it's the first time I've used that mode, and I'm not seeing any of the extra health. It looks like Nevsky is going to kill the Des Moines now. Cross shots on the Petro. Is that from them? That's from the Ohio. That ineffective so far, but
it's a Petro. It's invincible.
Nevsky here.
Des Moines down to 26 HP or 20 HP. There we go. Shells land. Des Moines goes down. Okay, it's now only a one ship deficit, but they don't really have positions to do anything. They also still have a Hindenburg bow tanking a Conqueror, which is not a fun experience for the Conqueror.
The Nevsky in B is undetected, low health. If they can get Kruger to spot that, it may actually go down, but it's got time. Hopefully it has time to heal and get back into this.
Well, he has to get past this gearing smoke screen to spot him, so... And the problem is, you're pushing into a Nevsky.
And that's the Nevsky heal there, so the Nevsky is going to get away with that.
For now. He's now spotted. He got past the smoke screen. The Nevsky is spotted. Ohio Salvo should be coming in any second.
The Ohio shells just landed next to the Petro, not hitting it.
Oh.
But I would presume that was only 2 turrets. I only seen 4 shells.
This is a very forward Petro position, by the way. But he's not forward enough to actually be in the cap.
No, I'm... Honestly, I'm kind of surprised it's still alive.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Petro.
By now, the Ohio would have had a lucky couple of shots.
But this Hindenburg has been beating this Conqueror.
Yeah, I have been watching that. I don't think it gets to win, simply because the Conqueror has hit the magic button now. He's taking... and there we go, the Hindenburg goes down, and the Conqueror is going to come back at half health. And the Nevsky goes down.
Okay, so...
taking that.
So we have, like, 3 ships alive. That's surely enough, right? You have 2 caps, right? That's going to be enough. Well, ignore the fact there's 1 minute till the red team wins, yeah? So, right, if you're right, let's take it back a second, right? Let's imagine that you're the green team here. What do you do to win this game?
You needed to kill the Conqueror that's currently...
healing and beached.
On shore leave.
Yeah.
But that kill was necessary to have any hope, I think.
Well, this Petro is now about to feel the wrath of Conqueror AP in his broadside. Look at that wrath.
Yeah.
Wrath.
Conqueror AP is a funny thing, because Conqueror's dispersion is unique. I'm gonna call it unique. But if it does happen to all land in the middle, it's also quite terrifying.
Why is my bot spamming, by the way? I don't want to know.
Oh, I don't think it was the bot spamming. I think it was everyone in chat all taped the command and there's no cooldown.
No, it says it like 5 times. Okay, yeah, they're just spamming it. Okay, let's just, yeah.
And there we go. That's a win for ADRIA because there's no clan tags. That's quite, it's quite an interesting one.
Map 1 win for ADRIA. Right. So, yes. Apply, boom, we'll go on to the winner scene and like set winner. Look, there's buttons here. I'm gonna press set winner. I'm gonna take it the winner scene and go like whoosh, magical effects and that. Look at that fancy things. Right, so this is not over. This is of course a best of 3. We do have a new format for the qualifiers. It's double elimination best of 3. So anyone who loses a series today will be done for the day, and they will move on to tomorrow, where they will have to play for their tournament lives. Anybody who wins, I think it's 2 games today, advances and doesn't have to play tomorrow. I think that's how it works. It might be 3 games, but I think it's 2. Not a smart man.
Yeah, because you if you win your first round, you go to the winners bracket. If you win that, then you're done.
Yeah, but some teams are seeded, so they get a bye in the first round, so it's a whole thing. And then there's one poor bastard, one team who has to play an extra losers bracket game because we had 97 signups instead of 96, which would be perfect. So that one poor team has to go through an extra round. Good luck to them. I really hope they do well. Also, there's been so many dropouts that they could have just like skipped that stage. But yeah, what's the next map, Jarek?
That's a good question. I don't have it up right now.
I do. It's actually going to be Sleeping Giant in the new cap format. So I'm just gonna skip the bullshit and I'll just play the map intro video now, and that'll give me and Jarek a bit of a second to like think about our life choices. So hang on, let's see here. Sleeping Giant, apply, and I'll put you onto the map video scene as soon as I can figure out how to do that.
A colossal battle between opposing fleets will soon unfold here amongst the waters of the East China Sea. The residents of these islands will shortly bear witness to the thunder and flash of combat, and only one team will sail away victorious. This is Sleeping Giant. Sleeping Giant is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and C is on the right. Cap A on the left is fraught with danger. Previously located in the Thunderdome, the new cap location has an island on the left side that provides limited protection for both teams, while on the right side, the Thunderdome can provide cover for radar cruisers. Any team looking to take the cap will now have to gain control of both sets of islands in order to hold it. In the center, capture area B is just as perilous, as it is now smaller than it used to be. Completely open with plenty of places for radar cruisers to hide nearby without being spotted, it's commonly left uncaptured until the mid and late game. Cap C on the right may be the most treacherous. Originally centered on the set of 4 islands to the left of the cap, which provided some cover for a daring destroyer player, the now wide open cap will be challenging for even the most skilled of teams to contest and hold, unless they gain control of the island chain near the center or the ocean of the 10 line. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Sleeping Giant.
So, Jerk, Sleeping Giant, the Thunderdome, the Papega Dome, the sleeping words that I'm not allowed to say on Twitch. This is like, there's a very specific nickname that people give this map that we're not allowed to say on Twitch.
Honestly, I'm sad that the cap layout has changed.
I like the Papega Dome. It's good spectator content, but as a player, it's dog.
Yeah, so like I will say that you, I think it was Swing Championship, when I was playing with PN, we actually went out almost entirely on Sleeping Giant, and it was a very last second thing. But it's that the Thunderdome, just every time I see it, I'm just like, get in there and brawl, yeah. But that's coming from someone who's usually, you know, the destroyers get thrown into that, and you know, good luck to them. As pray that a cruiser doesn't get in there from the other team, kind of thing. And as a DD main, that was my dream, was that cap. Honorable 1v1 and all that.
There's a lot of people spamming exclamation mark cards. It doesn't do anything apart from give you the link collection, guys. You don't need to spam it. It doesn't do anything.
I think from this we can see ADRIA's experience coming through in that first match.
Oh yeah,
they played a much more, not quite fully conventional, but a more conventional strat, and the little mistakes from PAF, like pushing that Moskva forward when it could have gone back, for example. I'm calling it a little mistake. It was quite a crucial mistake.
Oh yeah, like it was so unexpected of a play that we just didn't see it. We're like, nobody's expecting a Moskva to like leave its position of safety, turn full broadside on a high and explode to chase after a daring. Like that was a call. If it worked, it would have looked genius. But unfortunately, you got spotted on the way out and just.
Yeah, and that's one of the. I think that might come down to solely experience. Yeah. And maybe they learned that lesson there.
I mean,
that's. I don't know if we can rely on the conventional plays on Sleeping Giant, because everyone's conventional plays all rely on the Thunderdome now, and the caps have moved.
The Thunderdome is still going to be a critical point because you can radar both A and B from inside the Thunderdome. If you throw a Des Moines or something in there, or if you get some French DDs in there, you can hold down both caps because you'll be able to spot anything that goes onto that one-line island from inside. You'll also be able to radar the one-line island. So like, getting control of that one-line island to try and stop anything getting, like, to be able to shoot the things that are inside that cap is going to be crucial. But also, you can't let anything get in from the middle, so you're going to have to hold shit. It's going to be very interesting.
Well, is the C cap opens right up now, because, you know, before, it's often a case of 2 destroyers, a destroyer from each team gets in that cap, hides behind an island, and just waits.
I expect to see heavy smoke play on the C cap. Yeah,
and now that it's in the open, there is no island to sit behind and just wait. It's going to be an active contest, and that is much more exciting, a spectacle to watch, and it's more exciting and slightly more stressful for the players, instead of just going to sleep while you wait inside C-Cap.
So, what do we think? What kind of ships do we expect to see here? Do we expect to see the legendary Marseille? Are we going to see the Marseille get pulled out to get some rushes onto that one line island? Are we going to see some Vincents pushing down the 9 and 10 line? Are we going to see some big Yu Yang / Nevsky smoke blobs over on the 10 line? Or is this not in the wheelhouse of these players? Like, because...
So, this is the funny thing. With the qualifier stages, you're never sure whether a relatively new team or the teams that take part in the qualifiers whether they're going to try and stick to what would normally be considered a
Standard.
competitive strap.
Yeah.
Or whether they're just going to be complete wild cards and, you know, bring the
7 Haragumos.
yeah, you just don't know, right? And it's part of the fun of the qualifiers. You might end up watching with complete confusion as like 6 Yu Yangs try to do a Kleber Wolf pack.
Well,
And
this is the
you
thing.
just have no idea. And then you realize, actually, with a reload booster, that's a hell of a lot of deep water orbs. You know, but you know, it's why I like the qualifiers, and I'm kind of curious to see if we might see something like Marseille, but I'm not sure a team that doesn't have a lot of experience behind it would bring one. To me, it feels quite niche and maybe used by teams that are very confident in what they're going to do. So I imagine we'll see very standard lineups from both teams in this. Maybe ADRIA will pull out something quite unique.
Here's the thing. Press accounts for everybody now, which means you can do stuff that you never thought possible before, like a 7 Druid Death Squad. It's not going to work, but you could do a 7 Druid Death Squad.
9 Austins.
Oh, wow, you're right. Yeah, that's definitely, yeah. Imagine being
Montana is sat in front of 9 Austins.
Oh, no. Well, actually, no. If I was the Montana and I saw 9 Austins in front of me, my eyes are going to light up and be like, oh!
I'll change that. The Vermont in front of them, because I have vivid memories of every Vermont I've ever come across in an Austin. I have just annihilated by pressing the reload boost button and just watching its health disappear as that superstructure just absorbs every shell for like 1,600 miles.
And then the Yamato next to you, just like, oh, look, there's an Austin over there. 32mm overmatch. Hmm.
Yeah. And it's just like I want to see these kind of unique comps, but maybe not that extreme. That would be a thing.
I want to see the
about
extreme unique comps. I want to see people doing something really weird with a Regolo and a smokescreen and a Marseille in it, and then followed up by with, like, I don't know, what else is new? Like, I want to see the new ships. Anyway, we are going to be getting on in this next game, so are we ready for the Papega Dome? I think we're ready for the Papega Dome. Let me get on into that scene. So it's ADRIA on the green team this time?
Yes.
Wonderful. Let me find the actual right scene because, yes, there are many scenes. Right, so ADRIA, green team, and they are going to be running on Sleeping Giant, Yamato, Kremlin, Moskva, Nevsky, Petropavlovsk, Stalingrad, Gearing, Daring, and a Kleber. What do you got for the red team?
And for Penguin and Friends, we've got the Montana, Kremlin, Des Moines, Salem, Hindenburg, Nevsky, Stalingrad, Gearing, and Daring.
So, quick reminder, there is a limit of 1 Petropavlovsk or Napoli per team. The B team have decided they don't want either, so fair play to them. Nothing extremely fancy. We do have relatively standard comms. So the only thing that I'm going to have my eyes on for the first couple of minutes of this game is going to be this Kleber. Oh, look, I have a builds button. We can go zoom in and see what the Kleber is running. I forgot about this. So he is going to be running a standard Kleber build, no leg mod, anything like that. Just, you know, full fearless brawler, BFT, all that kind of goodness. Yeah, I like having this mod. It's cool. I like that.
So the first thing I'm seeing here from PAF's deployment is, 1, now Hindenburg's not moving.
Mm.
And 2, the Daring spawned closest to C, and being the slow destroyer, naturally is wanting to go towards A. I am seeing a problem.
Is this the
Have you
same?
spotted the problem?
Would that be that there's a Kleber that's going to get to A much faster than him?
No, we're mulliganing.
Oh, okay.
We're on the wrong map.
Are we?
Wrong cap layout.
Ah, yes, this is the wrong game layout. Well done. Okay, well done. So, yeah, so quickly, that cap is supposed to be here. This cap is supposed to be there. And we already know everybody's deployments now, so let's just... You didn't see
PAF
anything.
spotted that pretty quick, so the Salem Hindenburg did not move.
Yeah.
They did not move an inch.
Alright, well, let's get back on the map scene.
And I guess we exit the battle.
Yeah, that might help. I mean, we get forced out when everybody leaves anyway. We've been dragged down from spectators, apparently. There we go, back in spec. Oh look, there's an unreadied Monarch in the middle of the training room. This is my favourite part of King of the Sea. Watching all the random people turn up in random ships. Like, oh, there's an undistributed gross surface in the middle of the yeah. It was better when like we had the rental clan battleships because there was like a rental gross first, and it's like, yeah, I want that guy.
Rental Zao. Although unironically, every time we ran a rental Zao in clan battles in the casual clan that I'm in now, it would seem to be just perform like unnatural miracles that were granted only to rental Zaos, not real Zaos.
Sure. So the only disadvantage you used to have with the rental Zao is you used to not be able to run a camouflage on it, right? And now that now after the exterior separation, you no longer have the baked-in camo bonus. You have the camo bonus of the concealment that's baked in now, so doesn't matter anymore. Also, I remember
that's the interesting thing about that.
Also, there's something that I like want to talk about as well. Is like back when they were discussing the changes to the game and like how +4%, like -4% dispersion. Have you noticed that? I really haven't noticed that. It's exactly the same for me.
I haven't noticed that in the slightest.
But we have like 4/20ths of Deadeye at all times or something. I don't fucking know. Right, so everybody's getting ready again. We are getting back into it. Green team is once again going to be Adria, and we're just going to get back into there and go through the entire thing again. And yes.
The important thing here is that neither team is allowed to change the lineup.
Yeah,
they have to bring the same. They can change players due to technical problems if one of the players can't log back in or whatever, but they cannot change the lineups.
Yeah. So we'll go over the lineups quickly once again for you. So the green team of Adria is going to be running Yamato, Kremlin, Moskva, Nevsky, Petropavlovsk, Stalingrad, Gearing, Daring, and Kleber, and
PAF are bringing the Montana, Kremlin, Des Moines, Salem, Hindenburg, Nevsky, Stalingrad, Gearing, and Daring. Interestingly enough, the spawns obviously are different this time around. If the Daring was truly meant to head to A, it's got a better spawn.
Well, you got lucky then, didn't you?
And you can't even accuse them of trying to do that on purpose because they didn't pick the map.
Yeah. So as you can see,
they're not setting up the room.
This A cap is no longer inside the Papega Dome, it's now over here. B cap is slightly smaller than the version that we were just looking at, and C cap is no longer over here, but is instead over here, and again, slightly smaller. Now, the spiciness comes with this Papega Dome. This big Papega Dome here, this is where you want to focus on. You want to try and get something in here, you want to be able to cover A cap and B cap, deny entry into it from both sides of it. However, there are going to be lots of things that are trying to spot you in this. Like Hydro can just sit around the edge of this cap and be like, I'm going to Hydro you now, and then your battleship decides, oh look, I can lob this. Cross shots abound. That's the plan. Yeah. That's the way forward. So let's take a look at these early deployments and watch these things going through the middle, because I'm very interested. Like, we were watching this Kleber earlier. We know he's going straight for the middle. They should know that he's also going straight through the middle, because, like, there's no way they didn't look at the stream during the 5-minute delay. There's no way they didn't look at it. Like,
But it was such a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
That maybe they didn't. It didn't cross their minds, especially considering PAF are new to this whole thing. I don't know if they have players who have done other.
Actually, saying that,
with other teams.
I'm looking at my stream right now. It doesn't. They don't know the deployments. They haven't actually deployed properly yet. So yeah, that was a sub 5 turnaround. So yeah, everything's good. Right, so we do see Kleber has got himself straight into the B cap. We'll quickly go over the deployments. There's a Daring right behind him, but over at the A cap, we're sending the Petropavlovsk and the Stalingrad and the Yamato. Over at the C cap, we're going to have the Moscow, Gearing, Nevsky, and Kremlin as well. Red team.
The shots out. So I just seen the shots out from Yami and Kremlin on the Red Kremlin. Took 0 damage. They all either bounced or landed next to it. But the Daring is going the long way around to A. It looks like it will be entirely uncontested and might actually be able to take it. The Des Moines of Def Reb is taking shots right now, and it's just been slapped.
There's more shells coming in.
When you're running Des Moines across these gaps, you need to not take them that close. It does radar, almost like a panic radar. The shots coming in from the Yami and the Moskva, waiting for shots from the.
Oh no! Well then.
And the Salem could be next. The Salem's detected as well.
He's firing. He's firing in the open. Like, he's just seen what happened to the Des Moines. You're the same hull. Oh,
yeah, no. that can be avoided by taking a wider route there. There's no reason to cut that gap. So maybe you want to get there as quickly as possible, but you do not do that at the risk of the ship.
Well, this is the advantage of the early Kleber spotting.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Kleber is going to go into the Thunderdome now, and is going to catch that Daring alone. If the Daring commits to the cap and the Kleber commits to A, that Daring is going to be in a world of hurt. Over at C, both Gearings are heading down there.
The Salem just nearly got dev struck too, and now the fucking Montana's broadside as well. Oh, this is... This
Adria are having a field day, and at sea, the Adria gearing has laid down a smokescreen for the Nevsky, whilst the PAF gearing drives happily towards it. So we might be able to see some violence at CCAP very shortly.
You might have to run into the fucking adjudicator, the Need a Game channel very soon, I'm saying. We might be going 2-0. Shots coming in the broadside of the Nevsky and the smokescreen did get spotted on his way in. Kremlin not going to be doing much of that. Poor long-range dispersion.
Yes.
Torpedoes coming in as well.
So very poor long-range dispersion.
Oh, yeah. It's my favourite running joke.
The Nevsky gets away relatively unscathed.
He does.
And over at A, the Kleber has shown its face, but the Daring was wise to it and has left already.
However, there's a Stalingrad who can pop his radar any man. There it is. There's a Stalingrad radar comes out. We'll be spotting the Daring. That's staring in front of the Kleber, in front of the Petropavlovsk, in front of the Stalingrad. He should... Oof, I just seen like somebody got chunked. Oh, look, Gearing took a top over in the background.
It's a good... Well,
both
Gearings taking a torp.
Yeah.
Salem is gone from the Yami. At CCAT, both Gearings are down to quite low health. They've both taken a torp.
Yeah.
And both taken roughly the same damage, but one of them has survivability experts. Actually, wrong. Black Pearl has taken a lot more damage because he's the one with survivability expert. So
I think he must have took the top of midships, and because there's no saturation of midships, and the other Gearing of Kruger just took it on the chin. Or the bow.
Yeah, the Hindenburg is taking shots from Kremlin and Moskva. And immediately, right at the start of the battle here, we can see Adria have got almost full control of the map.
If you take a look at the one line, we do have a border surfing Stalingrad who's currently border surfing broadside to a Yamato and a Stalingrad and a Petro. This,
Yes, and that's
Pro-strats.
I mean, it's the border, so you're sometimes just immune to damage on the border because of the way it moves your ship.
I mean, to be perfectly fair with you, there was probably supposed to be a Salem and a Des Moines over here to back him up, and he's now just been completely fucked. He's been left in the lurch.
The two very early deaths from the PAF side have given Adria full control of this map, and they've got a long way to have any hope of getting back into this.
This is yes. All right, so yeah. Daring.
Kremlin have Avonka taking a big hit from steel acids. Kremlin sailing broadside to Kremlins is bad for Kremlins.
Gearing getting caught in the radar of the Nevsky. Stuff happening. Hindenburg broadsiding the Moskva and Kremlin. It's fine. Look, all these things are fine. Like all of these things are fine. Don't worry about it. We're gonna muscle our way up the 10 line with all of our ships on low health into your like waiting kiting death squad of Moskva, Kremlin, Nevsky, Gearing. It's gonna be completely fine.
Yeah, and Avonka taking massive hits from steel acid. You need to. So when you go 2 ships down at the start, to have any hope of ever coming back, you need to do a heavy push, probably, yes, but you need to do it intelligently. And putting that Kremlin broadside to the Adria Kremlin is not going to win you the battle.
No,
there is no chance about it. And likely to eat Daring torps as they sneak around this corner one at a time. But maybe it has stopped in time, so that's a slight improvement over the idea of eating 3 Daring torps whilst on 25,000 health.
If he hadn't stopped, he was going to eat Kremlin broadside again anyway, so... Hindenburg now sailing broadside to a Moskva. That's these are bold choices.
Yeah, that Avonka's Kremlin going down without a shadow of a doubt here.
He's mega dead.
Nevsky, Daring, Kremlin on it. It's gone. The Stalingrad of Jean Monk has gotten to J1.
Yeah, he's in the rhubarb corner.
Gotten there alive, which is a feat of its own given the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Are we about to see Ribiri introduce the Montana to a missile?
Where's this?
Coming out of the Thunderdome into B.
Ah, there we go. You're gonna have to go by ship names for me. I can't read like the player names very well.
We have a Kleber on speed boost, about to round the corner on a Montana.
And
here we go.
He's going for it. Here comes the YOLO. He's got secondaries are coming out. I think he's already fired his main gun solo. He's turning the guns. I'm not sure. Is he already shot? Torpedo set 1 comes out. Shells come in. Oh! You got the tops off those. That's going to be a trade.
There are few finer sights than a Kleber charging to its glorious and yet slightly hilarious death.
Witness me! I mean, that's a 1-for-1 trade they're happy to take at this point of the game. It's 4 ships to 1.
Yeah. Trading the Kleber for the only real firepower left on the enemy team in a position of relevance is the key part of that, I think.
Are you trying to tell me that
firepower, but...
this Hindenburg and Nevsky gearing, these guys aren't in, like, terrifying positions? Look, they have full map control of the J1 corner. It's fine.
The Stalingrad, Jean-Monk has gotten bow in again and has turned to face. So we are seeing the glorious last stand of the daring and the smokescreen under radar.
The charge of the Light Brigade, or the
it's unfortunate. The 2 early losses put PAF in a really difficult position, and unless you're a team that has,
that just shows the strength of early clever spotting.
Yes, it does, and it shows. You know, for a team like PAF, unless they have a wealth of experience that the top level competitive teams have, they might not know how to recover from such an early loss.
I don't think you can, to be honest with you. When you lose a Salem,
of it though.
Yeah,
yeah.
Losing a Salem and the Des Moines 2 minutes into the game like that was a painful experience for everybody involved.
Yeah, that is also a mistake that's not likely to be made by a team with wealth experience. It should be said.
I've been pinged
and Black Pearl's gearing goes down.
Oh, it's being pinged in the adjudicator channel. It's nothing for me.
And it looks like the Hindenburg of Santissima is about to go down at sea. Will it die to guns? Will the match end, or will it eat a torp?
Yes.
Yes.
We're not sure which one, but
the match ended.
Okay, congratulations, Hindenburg. You were the sole survivor. Well, actually, yeah, I say sole survivor. We also had a surviving Daring and Nevsky, but yeah, that's it. Like, look, you need to be way more careful with your Des Moines and your Salem on that early game crossing. You got spotted out by that Kleber, and you lost both of them. They also need to have a lot more discipline with their shooting, because we saw that in the first game as well. Des Moines decided, oh, look, there's a Moskva over there. I'm going to get some HE farming onto its bow. I'm going to ignore the fact that I'm flat broadside to the rest of the enemy team, and I've got dev struck 2 games in a row. That's an unfortunate thing that had happened, but these are learning mistakes. These are, you know, it's a brand new team. They're gonna learn the lesson the hard way. They're gonna come back next year. They're gonna come back stronger. They're gonna scrim. They're gonna realize maybe we should stop firing our guns so early. They'll be like, all right, we're gonna check the VOD. What happened? Oh, that's what happened. Okay, understandable. Have a nice day. We'll see you next tournament. We will see them tomorrow. They are not completely eliminated. They do have a chance to come back tomorrow in the losers bracket. But ADRIA will be moving on to the next round.
And that's the most important thing for any team in this tournament, is to look at how you did and see what you can learn from it. Yeah, and now we need to find another game.
Yeah, can you go do that while I do like the set winner and like stuff?
You're gonna